a pleasure having you in the Outsider TV studio.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
The crisis, the Benue crisis, massacre, the killings by herdsmen, and other spates of killings continue to go unabated in the country. Condemnations have been coming in as far as this is concerned. What's your view about this spate of killings?
Well, thank you so much. First and foremost, I want to correct an impression. The killings are not being carried out by herdsmen. The killings, the mass murders, the genocides, the pogroms in Benue State, in Adamawa State, in Taraba State, in Enugu State, in Abia State, in Ogun State, in Oyo State, Ondo State, across board, Southern Kaduna, in Adamawa, everywhere, across the country. Those crimes and criminalities are not being perpetrated by herdsmen. They are being perpetrated by organized, ethnic cleansing mechanism orchestrated by nomadic ethnic militias, aka Miyetti, whose life patron is the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, General Muhammadu Buhari. To that extent, it is a blackmail to call them herdsmen. They are criminals, they are terrorists, and the unfortunate thing is that we have a president, we have a government, we have an administration that clearly not only allows, but also encourages and equips, allegedly, these criminals. So, what we are having is not herdsmen farmers clash. Whole villages and towns and local governments are being overrun, are being marauded, are being looted, are being destroyed by these nomadic terrorists. And it's a clear case of a deliberate policy of ethnic cleansing. If we don't quickly find a way, the means to stem the tide, to destroy this onslaught, we are looking, what is staring us in the face is another Rwanda, is another Burundi. So clearly, that is that. It's not something you can just dismiss. You can just dismiss as the shameless IGP did, calling it a communal clash. And that is because, according to the governor of Benue State, it is because the security, from the presidency down, including all the security agencies, military and paramilitary, know the perpetrators of this crime. Like they know, they are aware of the sponsors of Boko Haram, that nothing has been done about them to date. Like this government understands and knows the architecture of corruption and terrorism in this country, but has refused to do the needful to stem the tide by being gloves in hand. Everything that Buhari promised to fight is promoting. So, it's very clear. He promised to fight corruption. He is celebrating corruption. If he's not, where did his son get 5 million naira to buy a power bike? If he's not, why does he have a chief of army staff that has properties in Dubai? If he's not celebrating corruption, why should he have an internal affairs minister, a retired general, who has houses in New York? So, he's not fighting any corruption. He's promoting corruption. Miyetti is a privileged terrorist organization in Nigeria. Miyetti is a privileged terrorist organization in Nigeria. Let's be very clear about that. The president protects those that he believes do his bidding. That is why the former secretary to the government of the federation accused the grass cutter, the grass shopper, who is alleged to have committed multi-million naira fraud, is working free. This was a man who stole money belonging to people that are under terrible pressure, internally displaced people, internally displaced persons. You didn't find any money to steal in Nigeria. You stole. I mean, that is what they have been doing from pre-independence to date. They rob the poor to enrich themselves. And that's why they die of cancer. That's why they die of all manner of terrible diseases. That's why their children are having accidents. That's why their children, they're having all manner of terrible diseases. You know, it's unfortunate that a President Buhari that came into power, unfortunately, now that we know, on the fraudulent claim of integrity, his integrity has disintegrated because Buhari is an insincere man. Very insincere. If you are sincere as a president, you will not allow your people to be slaughtered like animals. You see, these same people went to Abia State last year. They killed so many people, raped women. That has been their trademark. The president sat in Abuja. He was not sick by then. He sat in Abuja. He didn't do anything. He didn't say a word. None of his aides said anything. The police didn't do anything. The army didn't do anything. The SS did not do anything. Nobody did anything. He sat in Abuja and invited the governor of Abia State to come and meet him in Aso Rock. People are being killed in the towns and villages and bushes and farms of Abia State. The president sat in Abuja and called the governor, come. That is power, arrogance. So he went. The governor of Abia State, being a very foolish man, went in frowning his face, came out smiling. But I thank Autumn. Despite my serious criticism of him before, he went in frowning his face, he came out frowning his face, he spoke truth to power. That is what a governor should be. That's what a governor should do. You are not worthy to be a governor of any state if you cannot defend your people. It's not about federal government, it's not about the constitution, it's not about devolution of power. The constitution clearly states any other, you see, that you are the chief security officer of your state. Any other provision of the constitution is subsumed under that. You ignore whatever handicaps, constitutional, legal handicaps you have. You hold on to that. Chief security officer of your state. If I were he, I would not go to Abuja or any governor. But people are being killed by your own people. The president clearly is culpable about all these things. Now let me tell you something. Why I said BHLA is a privileged terrorist organization under the Buhari administration is that the first 1 year of Boko Haram, less than 300 lives were lost. Now, the first 3 months of Buhari, over 1,000 lives have been lost. And it's every day. It's every day. From Adamawa down to the southwest, Ogun State. That's what has been happening. There's a village, well, it's a town, that's called Igbeme, then, in Ogun State, you are not local government of Ogun State. Igbeme, Asa, Ibeku, Agbon, Oja, Odon. All those places have been ravaged as we speak here now. I've had calls to encourage people to really fight back in some villages. And we are the people, and hear me very well, you Nigerians, fellow Nigerians, hear me very well, we are the people who have fought back against nomadic Fulani terrorism. They abandon base. They leave them in peace. Don't wait for government. First, the governor should not wait for federal government. That is an application of his responsibility in Lagos State. Here, we know how many billions that the governments have been investing in security, buying vehicles, buying weapons, buying all manner of things, paying allowances to the police and other paramilitary agencies to ensure that there is security of life and property. That is because the governor is the chief security officer of Lagos State. Now, in Ekiti State, the governor, wonderful. I disagree with Fayose on many fronts. I disagree with his politics. I disagree with his irresponsible behavior. But there's one thing that he has done. That is to protect his people, to save his people, to put his life on the line. That is what a governor does. That's what a governor does. Now, he told his people clearly, these guys are marauders, they are murderers, they are programists, they are terrorists, that they are not herdsmen. Any cow you see, capture it, slaughter it. If anybody kills you, fight back. That is what a governor does. He has encouraged his people, he has emboldened his people. The federal government of Nigeria has been emboldening the nomadic terrorists. There is not one single individual today, either in custody or in court, out of all these nomadic terrorists, answering to their crimes. Because what do you expect?
They claim to have arrested some who are alleged to have been the killers and perpetrators in Benue, about the 6 or 9 of them. I mean, doesn't that count for something? The fact that they've even sent the IG down to Benue. And besides, some have even said that the headsmen, the crisis, the killings, actually predates Buhari's presidency.
What we have seen that it has exacerbated. Immediately Buhari came in. The first day he came in, but immediately he won election. Cows have invaded all sacred places, including schools. Cows are everywhere. Cows are in Maitama. Cows are in Wuse. Cows are everywhere. On the streets of Abuja, on the streets of Lagos, they are there. They will cause traffic logjam, and nobody know. I had calls. That was fortunately for me. Along a pleasure. That was early last year. I saw vehicles parking, moving. Who is coming? Is it a governor or president or something? I saw they were cows. So I drove through them. You don't be afraid of them. I drove through them. So they left the road. So other cars followed me. Roads belong to human beings and vehicles, not to cows. Schools are meant for students, not for cows. And they went to the school in Edo State and drove the pupils out of class, and nobody did anything. Nobody came out to attack them. The only way to stop this thing, well, I don't know whether you're going to stick
exactly.
with us.
That's exactly where we're headed. What proactive steps should be taken?
No, that's
to stem the tide.
No proactive again. I mean, a lot of lives have been lost, homes have been destroyed. It will have been proactive if we prevented those ones from happening. Nothing can be done with a president like Muhammadu Buhari in power from government aspect. But the people, the people, can do something. There are a lot of things that people can do. You cannot have a president who is an asthma, and then out of 16 service chiefs and paramilitary heads, you have, out of 17, you have 16 as Fulani. Now, you have, how do you, including the IGP, you are now expecting them to do anything. They won't do anything because ab initio, they encourage them to do that. Let me give you an instance. Immediately Allah said, look, Benue State, you have no right to pass that law. Okay. They told, it's very clear, if you do, we are going to unleash mayhem. That man is, the secretary of Military is in Abuja. And the governor came out and said, look, the IGP and other security apparatuses know who are the perpetrators of this crime, that we know them. He gave locations. Even before this series of attacks, the governor, as early as September last year, said, these are the things, the security report on my table suggests that there will be attacks on my people. He informed the president. In fact, the president ignored him. He informed the IGP. He was ignored. He informed so they ignored him. So the solution now is for the governor to stop crying and weeping and calling Aso and calling Abuja. No, Fire did not cry. He did not weep. What did he do? He did the needful. How do you do the needful? Is the fact that out of your security force, 600 million, 400 million, 1 billion, whatever billion, arm your people. Arm your people. There is no law, there is no principle, there is no religion against self-defense. There's none you can point at anywhere. Historically, self-defense is probably the most important fundamental human rights of anybody. You understand? So self-defense cannot be a crime. If it's I keep telling people, they say you should go and apply for guns. Why should you apply? The terrorists don't apply for guns. I have robbers to apply for guns. Get guns and defend your communities. Don't be a coward. That is it. Don't wait for any. The government has failed in its primary responsibility as allotted to them in the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. 1999 as amended. That clearly the security of life and property of the people shall be the primary responsibility of. If the government has abdicated its responsibility, look, let me give you an instance. Some of us went to school. I know people who went to school not because their parents sponsored them. When their parents abdicated their responsibility to take care of their education, they did all manner of things, all manner of menial jobs. Some people went and washed plates. Some people did conductor. Some people are doing driving, just to educate themselves. They will not go and sit down somewhere and say, well, my mom my dad